All right. James, how disappointing was that?
Bitterly. It's difficult when you lose to a team that are bottom of the league at home, and and we need to improve that. We realise there's work to do.
You said start on the front foot. You did, but then conceded really early.
Yeah, it's a really poor goal to concede. Obviously disappointed. Disappointed in that, with how we conceded it and the goal that goes in. In the second half, we showed a lot of spirit, if you like, to go forward and create chances, and ultimately we've lost the game. We've lost the game, we know that, and we need to do better with it.
You didn't sort of perish worrying. You made the changes at half-time. They did have an effect, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, but they did, to be fair to Lewis and Thierry, when they came on. They stretched the game, changing shape that we did to 4-4-2. Gave us that width that created a few good passes of play and chances, but a lot of balls went into their box. We knew that. It's just getting that consistency between both halves. So you look at, you take the Leyton Orient game, which was a positive result all round. First half at Swindon, where we were good. Second half not so good. First half today not great, and then second half we were better today. But we understand that probably our major thing to do is get greater consistency now in performances.
They defended with their lives, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, similar to us, Leyton Orient, so fair play to them that they've won the game 1-0.
Now, you've been around in football long enough to know the score. There were some furious fans at the end. Furious, frankly, with you.
That's football, and it's my responsibility as manager of the football club, so it falls ultimately on me, and what we've got to do is recognise which we are, the work that needs to be done, show greater consistency, and ultimately start winning football matches.
Do you feel the pressure now? Given you're a Newport boy, you can't escape it.
I've felt pressure from day one. So the day I came in, which is nearly a year ago, I've always felt that. I always feel it. It's my responsibility. It's my responsibility to get it right. And as a team and as a football club, we want to do that.
Are you feeling pressure from above?
No, I never feel pressure from above in that sense. That in that way, I put the pressure on myself. I think that's the thing. So the greatest pressure, whether it's from different directions, always comes from me.
Do you still feel you're the man?
Of course I do. Of course I do. People will question that right now. It's about coming out of this sticky period, coming out stronger and better for it, and that's what the aim is.
Because you know it doesn't look great, as you just said, when you lose to the club who are bottom of League Two. Yeah,
it doesn't look great when you lose to the bottom of the club at League Two, and it looks good when you win at top of the league. But it's ultimately judging your last performance in every aspect of football, whether it's management, coaching or playing. We shouldn't be losing today to bottom of the league. We know that, we recognise that, and we've got things to work on to get better for next week.
And you know fans will look Crawley in our bottom, they're your next opponents.
Yeah, and it's a game we got to prepare for properly next week.
You're still enjoying it? I mean,
yeah.
This is the toughest spell you've had, isn't it, since you've taken over?
Without a shadow of a doubt, in many ways, in that it's always challenging. You have different challenges when you're winning, you have different challenges when you're losing. I feel strongly and passionate about this football club, and ultimately I was a fan when my dad played here, my grandfather was involved. I think the major thing for us is take that to one side. That's irrelevant right now. It's what's important is about winning football matches.
All the best.
Thank you.
How painful was it, those the boos? How hard is it?
That's part and parcel of management. In what it is, I experienced it in different management teams previously. Then it drives us forward to try and get this right.
You're confident you are the man to turn it around. What can you do differently, mate?
I think it's improving consistency in both halves. So we either play well first half and not well second half, or not play well first half and play better second half. I think is the work ethic, the way that we go about things is really important, and we keep moving that forward and giving the lads the confidence and spirit to keep going.
Did you get the selection wrong then in the first half? Or?
I don't know. Well, if you judge on the result, then you might say that, but you put a team out that you think is going to win a game to give consistency. We felt as though we did that, but obviously it's not worked because we've not won the game, so that's the bottom line of it.
What was the difference second half? Why were they on the front foot? Maybe a bit more tentative, maybe?
I think sometimes when you feel a bit of pressure, maybe you don't do the things as well as what you should do, and I think when you go a goal behind, it sometimes becomes a little bit easier. The challenge is to show the bravery and consistency when backs against the wall, when you're winning or when you're drawing. I think that's important to do that.
test of everyone's character, I guess, now, isn't it? It's tough at the moment.
Yeah, it is. It's always tough in football when you lose games, and the position we're in, 3 points of relegation, I believe. I think that's it right now. But we've got to put that right this week with a positive training week, show consistency like we do in training, and put that onto the pitch.
Do you have to sort of reassess the aims for the season, because you went into it probably looking up?
I'm just going game to game at the minute. I think I've got to go game to game as myself and individually, and as a team. That's what we'll do.
Nick Townsend, he wasn't on the bench?
No, that's personal reasons with Nick.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Quite a different 7 days, mate, doesn't it? Massive win last week and down today.
Yeah, it is. It's a change. It's a change in press conferences afterwards. One thing I can't fault the lads for is that they kept going and going and going. That's what you can't take away from them and the group of players, is that they never stopped, and that's one thing they did do today, especially second half. You know, second half they did that.
You said after that, Lake Northern, you have to build on this now, and you haven't done that, have you?
No.
That's the challenge, I guess, is to string results together.
Yeah, and getting a run of form together that gets us to where we believe we should be, higher at the table.
Do you feel was there a sense of nervousness in the crowd today? Did that play?
I don't know. I didn't sense that. I think there's always a natural thing when you hear different things. But it's about putting performances together, which is what our responsibility is as a team, and we've got to do that.
Did you see enough in that second half to think there is something?
Yeah,
you can build on?
I think, and I think if you're looking at from a neutral perspective, whether you're a fan or whether you're a staff member at this football club, is that you look at it. We kept going and going and going. I'm not going to come at you and happy clap about it, because ultimately we lost the football match. The thing that we did do is that we kept creating chances. I'm not sure if they got a shot on our goal second half, but ultimately it's the result that matters, and we didn't do that today. But seen enough in that to work with and to push forward that we can do that.
How tough was it to break them down this afternoon?
Yeah, it's tough because we haven't scored, and it's disappointing, it's frustrating, and it's something that we've got to work on again next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.